Good afternoon guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely day. So as the title suggests, today we're going to be talking about creating the perfect summer capsule wardrobe. And I am totally aware that it is winter in a lot of different countries right now, but it is currently summer in Australia and this video was very requested from my Australian audience. So I thought I might as well make this video. Ironically, it's actually a kind of chilly day today in Melbourne, which is just classic Melbourne weather. So anyways, let's get started. First up, we're going to be talking about tops, and the tops that I like to wear the most during summer are definitely singlets, t-shirts, and very thin linen or cotton shirts. Starting with singlets, the main colors I wear during summer are either white or black. I usually stay clear of grey or anything that is pale colored, as there is literally nothing worse than having sweat patches. So I find that white or black is always much more of a safe bet. I have a few different singlets that I like to wear frequently, and I'll make sure I link some of my favorites below, but I would say you might want to have in your wardrobe 3 or 4 different singlets that have slightly varying shapes and cuts to them, as this will help you create different outfits depending on what you have on the bottom. Perhaps you could have 1 or 2 of these singlets be a little bit more dressy and they could be worn with trousers and heels for the evening, and then 1 or 2 of your singlets could be a little bit more casual and better for every day. You could also include 1 or 2 crop singlets in your wardrobe too, if this is your thing. I don't typically wear crop singlets that much in Melbourne, but when I am away in a tropical climate, crop singlets are definitely a go-to. I have maybe 3 or 4 different cropped singlet options in my wardrobe, but depending on where you are in the world and also your personal style, you might need to include a few extras. So next up, of course, I absolutely have to include t-shirts. So when it comes to t-shirts during summer, I always opt for super lightweight, thin, and even looser t-shirts. I definitely like to stay away from anything that's too thick or too heavy or uncomfortable. I always prefer to wear my t-shirts relatively oversized, as anything that is too tight is just not going to work, especially during those hotter months. To get that oversized fit, I would always recommend going 1 or 2 sizes bigger than your usual fit, but this of course does absolutely depend on the brand, the style, and the cut of the t-shirt. So for t-shirts, I think that every wardrobe requires a few different t-shirts in different cuts, colors, and shapes, so it suits whatever you have on your bottom half. However many you think you require in your wardrobe, I think is really different for everyone, but for me personally, I probably have somewhere between 7 to 10 different t-shirts that I like to rotate between. And in that pile, I probably have maybe 3 or 4 that I always seem to sort of come back to. So as you guys know, I love to wear shirts all year round, and I think that spring, summer is definitely no exception. It is just about sort of styling the shirts a little bit differently, and also obviously sticking to that linen or cotton style shirt as opposed to going for something that is wool or flannel or too thick or anything, as that's just going to be really uncomfortable and just far too hot. So as I mentioned earlier, I think for shirts during summer, I would really stay clear of silk or flannel or wool, and instead I would opt for cotton or linen to help stay cool during summer. As always, I would again recommend going for a slightly more oversized fit for your linen or cotton shirts, as I think this is a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more effortless, and it is definitely much more comfortable, especially during summer. For me personally, I like to own quite a few different shirts, as this is something that I wear all year round, but if you don't find yourself wearing shirts as often, you might only need to own 1 or 2 different shirts. If you were intending on only having 1 or 2 shirts in your summer wardrobe, in that case, I would recommend going for a white shirt and a light blue shirt, as I typically find these are the 2 colors that I tend to gravitate towards the most. You might also want to own 1 or 2 additional tops that feel a little bit more dressy or formal, or would work for a date night or a night out with friends during summer, that kind of thing. I have a few dressier tops from Austin Iris that I love to wear out, but you could include any tops here that suit your lifestyle and your personal style. Next up, we're going to be talking about bottoms. So I'm going to go through some skirts and shorts and trousers and jeans that I like to wear during summer, and all the different cuts and colors that I tend to gravitate towards. So starting off with shorts, the 2 main cuts I have been wearing the most recently are trouser shorts and linen style shorts. I love to wear shorts during summer, and they are a real go-to piece for me, especially on those really hot days where getting dressed feels literally impossible. The pairs that I've been wearing the most recently are these linen shorts from Uniqlo in navy blue, and also these trouser shorts in white from Weekday Store. I actually don't own that many different pairs of shorts, as given I only really wear them in summer, I don't feel like there is a need to own a million different pairs. But if you live in a tropical climate or a city that is warm and more consistently warm than Melbourne is, you might find that you need to have a few more pairs of shorts in your wardrobe than what I do. So next up, I want to talk a little bit about jeans and trousers. So during those particularly hot days in summer, I absolutely stay very clear of pants, but there are often a few days during Melbourne summer where the weather dips back down to that 20-ish degrees. So on those days, I'll often opt for a pair of trousers or maybe some jeans. I usually want to wear either really loose, lightweight trousers or baggy, comfortable jeans in either like a light blue color or a cream or a white. I still probably on these days would not opt for a black jean. I think it just feels a little bit too heavy during summer. So for trousers, I would typically opt for a pair that is pretty thin in either a cotton or linen material. These ones here are from Jack & Jack, and they are very thin and definitely something I would wear over a bathing suit during summer, maybe going to the beach, that kind of thing. So for skirts, I would typically opt for a mini skirt in a material that is relatively thin and comfortable. I prefer to wear simple skirts like this Acne Studios one or even this vintage beige one, but if you do prefer something that's a bit more floral and girly, you can absolutely go for that too. I think it really just depends on what your personal preference is and what you feel the most comfortable in. As I'm not really a huge skirt girl, I actually don't really have that many options in my wardrobe to choose from, but if you do feel really comfortable wearing skirts all the time, you might want to opt to have a few more different options in your wardrobe in varying colors and lengths and patterns, as this might be a real summer staple for you. So next up, we're going to be talking about summer dresses, and I think dresses are definitely something I wear far more during summer than any other season, especially because the festive season is smack bang in the middle of summer here in Australia. So I often find myself wearing dresses to the various barbecues and Christmas lunches and work parties that I have during the end of the year. I like to wear a variation of dresses, from floral dresses to linen to more fancy silk dresses. It really does just depend on the weather that day and also obviously where I'm going. I don't have a huge variety of dresses in my wardrobe. Perhaps I have maybe 6 to 8 different summer dress options that I like to rotate between, but depending on what you feel most comfortable in, you might want to add a few more than that, especially if you find yourself re-wearing the same dresses all the time. I think that every summer wardrobe should have maybe one floral dress, and this could either be a short dress or a maxi dress or a mini dress, just depending on what your preference is. And I also think that every wardrobe should have one little black dress, and again, this really does just depend on what your preference is. I like to have one in a mini style dress, but I also like to have one in a more maxi style dress, as I find this is just a little bit more dressy and something that I would probably wear for more an evening event or a work event or that kind of thing. Next up, we're going to be talking about outerwear. Now, I don't really think you need to have that many outerwear options, especially if your summer is anything like it is here in Australia, but in Melbourne especially, we do still have those cooler days, so it is still good to keep a few different outerwear options in your wardrobe just for those occasions. My go-to jacket during the warmer months is either a thin beige trench coat or a thin light colored blazer or jacket. I definitely used to opt for a denim jacket much more regularly on summer nights, but I have found in recent years that I haven't really been gravitating towards denim jackets as much. So depending on where you live during summer, you might not even need to have one outerwear option, so you might be able to totally disregard this category. But if you do live in a city which has a similar climate to Melbourne, you'll know at least 1 or 2 jackets are necessary wardrobe staples all year round. Okay, so next up, I'm going to be talking about the different shoes that I like to wear during summer. So shoes in summer are a bit of a funny one, because truthfully, all I feel like wearing during those really hot summer days are Havaiana thongs. However, they aren't really my vibe, so instead I usually will opt for a summer sandal or just a really simple white sneaker. So here are some of my go-to summer shoes that I've been pulling for more and more recently. First up, I've been wearing these sandals from St. Agnes so much. I cannot get enough of them. The cut, the color, the shape is just perfect, and given they are so comfortable as well, they really have become a real go-to for me. I love to wear white sneakers or Converses during the warmer seasons. I find them super lightweight, comfortable, and don't find that my foot gets too sweaty or uncomfortable in a shoe like this. I also love to wear these woven slides, which are also from St. Agnes. I've had these for a few summers now, and they are still in absolutely perfect condition, and I think I've even worn them in the water a few times, so I would definitely say that these were a great investment. And lastly, I only recently got these new shoes in from Heru, so haven't really had the opportunity to wear them that much yet, but can absolutely see these being a big summer staple shoe for me as well. During summer, you could of course absolutely opt to wear some sandals with heels or open toe mules as well, but for me personally, this just isn't something that I would really gravitate towards during summer as much. So for swimwear, I like to wear either a full piece or a bikini, and usually stick to tones such as olive green, burnt orange, black, brown, or navy, as I find these look the best with my complexion. I haven't been in a swimsuit in over a year now because of COVID, so it feels really funny even imagining wearing a bikini right now, but hopefully there will be an opportunity to do so during this summer. And the last thing, but perhaps the most important part of any summer capsule wardrobe, is a hat. I am truly obsessed with keeping my face out of the sun at all times of the year and during during those particularly hot days, SPF 50 is simply not enough to protect your face from the sun, so I will always make sure I have a hat with me too. I have quite a few different hat options in my wardrobe, so it really is just about finding a hat that suits your face and suits your personal style, and a hat that you feel comfortable to wear all summer long. So that concludes this summer capsule wardrobe video. I hope you guys found this inspiring and helpful, especially those that are currently in summer. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and for all your support as always. I'm actually going to have another style video live this week, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye!